Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hasbullah bin Awazri. So today I and my group mates would like to discuss and present our task regarding quantitative determination of copper concentration in human blood serum by flame atomic absorption spectroscopy. Next slide. So our group members consist of Shaizat Azhar, Muhammad Hasbullah bin Awazri, Fakih Yusof, Amirul Rashid and also Nurhim Mukhtar. Next. Next, we already decide on the analyte sample instrument that we are going to use in our task. The analyte is copper, sample is human blood, and the instrument is flame atomic absorption spectroscopy. So we are going to determine the copper by applying quantitative analysis to determine how much copper in human blood. So what is the objective of this task? The objective is to determine the quantitative amount of analyte in samples by serum human blood by using FAAS. Next, the method that we use to obtain sample is by sample preparation. Sample preparation is a step in chemical analysis where sample is brought to a correct size and the best form for analysis. We already provide the flowchart of the sample preparation in the next slide. So next, I will talk about the cost and time. By using FAAS, it costs much lower cost because we does not involve or use any complex instruments such as graphite tube. The analysis time is much more faster because it almost 10 seconds at the most. It can reduce our time. So next, I would like to talk about how many samples are going to be analyzed and measured. Since we are using FAAS, we can use larger sample size, which is 3 to 5 mil, and our sample must be in solution state. We analyze in ppm range, and sample is continuously aspirated. So many measurements can be taken during aspiration. So it can increase our accuracy and measurement. So let's talk about accuracy and efficiency. I also perform quality control checks in order to get the best data for our task. Next, the detection limit. Lower detection limit helps to improve the accuracy because it allows the detection and quantification of substance at low concentration. Next, about replicate samples. We also use replicate samples in order to get the best data from the replicates and original. Lastly, I will talk about consideration. The first one is potential interference. For example, spectral interference. It's about overlapping of absorption line between copper and other element. For example, zinc is the closest absorption line with the copper. So we need to make sure there is no interference to get the best way to determine the best concentration for the copper. Next, we also need to obey laboratory safety protocol in during handling the biological sample and chemical hazard. Next slide. So this is the chemical literature search that we are used to use as a reference in our to complete our task. We also attach the reference this entry in this chemical literature search. It helps us to complete this task a lot. So I would like to pass to next person to present.
So I would like to move on with the next slide, which is the selection of analytical methods. As what my friends mentioned just now, the objective is to measure the quantity of copper in human blood. So our project has been chosen FAS, which is flame atomic absorption spectroscopy. So why we choose this method? This is because firstly it is a cost effective, which is the FAS is relatively inexpensive compared to other method like ICP-MS. It's making it suitable for routine analysis in many laboratories. Secondly is a specificity, which is the FAS can specifically measure the Cooper concentration with minimal interference from other elements due to the selective wavelength detections. Third is precision and accuracy. The FAS, the provided reliable and reproducible result with a higher precision and accuracy. Lastly, it is a minimal metric effect, which is the FAS is less affected by metric effect from the serum component due to the simple sample preparation and the robust analytical techniques. Next slide is about the sampling. So the sampling have three things, which is firstly we used to we do the blood sample is chosen from the welder, plumber, and the flood victim. Why these three type of has been chosen? Because of first, welder are often exposed to the metal including copper in their working sections. And next about the plumber, which is the plumber is always working with the copper pipe and fitting. And lastly about the flood victim, which is the flood victim may be exposed to contaminated of the level of copper itself. Next, the preparation of the blood serum is strictly so that the serum is separate from the clots. And lastly, we will collect the blood serum of the blood sample. That's all for our. That's all for my parts. So next, I will pass up to my friend to detail about the sampling preparation.
Next, I will be talking about the sample preparation. First, let's look at the collection process. We have collected 15 blood samples from three different groups, which is blood welder, plumber, and blood victim. This is critical as the comparison from different groups provides us with meaningful insight. Once the blood sample is collected, we will move on to the next crucial step, which is centrifugation. Centrifugation is a physical separation process that serves two main purposes. The first purpose is decantation of immiscible liquid, which in this case involves separating the blood sample into its component parts. Separating plasma from blood cells, which allow us to analyze the plasma or Cooper concentration for more effectively. After the centrifugation test, certification process, the sample undergo incubation. This step is essential to preserve the integrity of the biological sample until the time of pregnancy. Incubation prevents the decomposition of the sample, which could otherwise caused by maturation, ensuring that the sample remains stable and accurate upon pregnancy. This comprehensive preparation was test is taken to any manufacturer up, which we will then analyze using FAAS. This is for my step, and I will be
for the analysis by the instrument part. So first, we created a table of the concentration of copper in welders, plumbers, and flood victim blood serum. So the sample that we take, we have 15 sample altogether, and the concentration is as stated in the table. And from the concentration of the copper, we measure their mean and using Excel, and we get the copper in welders is 1.028666 and the copper in plumbers 1.025. Copper in flood victims is 0.606805. So after we calculate the the mean of the sample of copper in welders, plumbers, and flood victims, we make a histogram chart to see where is the maximum and the minimum concentration of copper in plumbers, welders, and flood victims. So then we will compare between each mean to come up with a reference with a standard of the World Health Organization for copper in human blood. So it will be represented by Rashid.
So next we tell about operation of concentration of copper in. So we choose flood victim blood and welder's blood. So first, concentration of copper in flood victim blood is 0.68053 milligram per liter to the standard reference range for copper in human blood. So first, we convert 0.68053 milligram to microgram per deciliter. So first, we change 0.68053 milligram per liter to microgram per liter, which become 680.53 microgram per liter. Next, we change microgram per liter to microgram per deciliter. Therefore, 680.53 microgram per liter will become 68.053 microgram per deciliter. The standard reference range for copper in human blood for other generally around 70 to 140 microgram per deciliter. So the flood victim corpus level is lower than the standard reference range for copper in human blood. So the next one, concentration of copper in welder's blood, 1.02867 milligram per liter to the standard reference range for copper in human blood. First, we convert 1.02867 milligram per liter to microgram per deciliter. So we change 1.02867 milligram per liter to microgram per liter, which become 1028.67 microgram per liter. Next, we change microgram per liter to microgram per deciliter. So 1028.67 microgram per liter changed to microgram per deciliter, we got 102.867 microgram per deciliter. So the standard range for copper in human blood for adult is generally around 70 to 140 microgram per deciliter. So welder copper's level is inside the standard range for copper in human blood. So next slide. In conclusion, plain atomic absorption spectroscopy (FAAS) is a reliable method for measuring copper level in human blood serum. This technique involves burning the serum sample and measuring the light absorbed by copper atom. The amount of light absorbed is used to determine the copper concentration. FAAS is sensitive yet precise, making it effective for detecting copper in blood. Proper sample preparation and calibration with non-standard ensure accurate result. This method is useful for diagnosing and managing health conditions related to copper levels such as Wilson's disease or copper deficiency. Overall, FAAS is a valuable tool for monitoring copper in clinical setting. So that's it for our slide. Thank you.